Eala might have to break her own heart in the next 2 months, and she may not even get to choose how. Somewhere between now and October, this 21-year-old is going to be forced into a decision that no ranking, no coach, and no fan base can make for her. 3 tournaments, 2 weeks, 1 body. And whatever she picks, someone is going to feel like she chose against them. Stay with me for the next few minutes, because by the end of this, you'll understand why the biggest threat to Eala's dream season is not an opponent across the net. It is a calendar. And calendars do not lose gracefully. Before we go further, if stories like this one, the human side of sport, the pressure nobody talks about until it is too late, if that is the kind of thing that keeps you watching until the last second, do yourself a favor and hit subscribe right now. Not for me, for her. Because what happens in the next few weeks of Eala's career is going to be talked about for years. And you deserve to see it unfold in real time instead of finding out after the fact. Subscribe now, turn on notifications, and let's get into it. Here is a situation nobody wants to say out loud yet. The Singapore Tennis Open runs from September 21st to September 27th. Tennis at the Asian Games begins on September 27th. The China Open starts on September 30th, while the Asian Games are still going on. Read those dates again slowly. One event ends the exact day another begins. A third event opens while the second one is still live. That is not a tight schedule. That is a collision course, and Eala is standing right in the middle of it. She has said the Asian Games are part of her plans. That single sentence has been enough to spark hope across an entire country. But saying something is in your plans is not the same as saying it is locked in. There has been no announcement that she is skipping Singapore. No confirmation that she is walking away from Beijing. No official word that she is attempting all 3. Right now, the door is open in every direction, and that is exactly what makes this so nerve-wracking to watch. Singapore offers ranking points in a hometown-style crowd in a region that has fallen in love with her rise. The Asian Games offer something a ranking sheet can never give her, a chance to fight under the Philippine flag for a medal that means more than any point total. And Beijing, the China Open, a WTA 1000 event with 96 players in the draw, offers one of the richest ranking opportunities of the entire Asian swing. Every single one of those 3 options is a dream. That is the cruel part. This is not a choice between something she wants and something she does not. This is a choice between 3 things she has spent her whole career fighting to earn. And here is the twist that makes it worse. She cannot fully control when this decision gets forced on her. Tennis has a strange, almost punishing logic to it. If she loses early in Singapore, she suddenly has time to fly to Japan, time to reset emotionally, time to prepare to play for her country instead of just herself. But nobody walks onto a WTA 500 court hoping to lose. She will be in Singapore trying to win every match. So what happens if she wins? What happens if she reaches the semifinal or the final? The better she plays, the less time she has left before the Asian Games start. Winning could be the very thing that punishes her. Keep that thought in your head, because it gets even tighter from here. As of the July 13th rankings, Alex sat at world number 28, just 1 point behind number 27, and 8 points behind number 26. At that level, every match matters. Every round is currency. That is exactly why Beijing is so tempting to her team. A big week at a WTA 1000 event could push her higher than she has ever been. But a deep run of the Asian Games could bump right up against the start of that tournament. And now you have 2 enormous opportunities fighting over the exact same days on the calendar. Let's talk about what the Asian Games actually mean to her, because this is where it stops being about numbers completely. Back in 2023, Alex won 2 bronze medals for the Philippines, 1 in singles, 1 in mixed doubles. Bronze is beautiful. Bronze is also unfinished business. Every athlete who has stood on that 3rd step of the podium knows the exact same quiet question follows him home. What would it take to stand 1 step higher? What would it feel like to watch the Philippine flag rise all the way to the top while the anthem plays? That is not a feeling a ranking algorithm can replace, and it is not something she gets to try again next month if she lets this window close. Now, picture the travel itself, because fans see 3 dates on a calendar, but she has to live through everything in between those dates. Singapore to Japan, Japan to China, New hotel rooms, new courts, new time zones, new physios, new routines, night after night, match after match. Fatigue does not always show up when you expect it. Sometimes it waits until the third set of a match that matters most, and shows up as one half step too slow to a ball she would normally reach with ease. This is not a prediction that she will get hurt. There is zero evidence of that. It is simply the truth about what a compressed travel schedule asks of a human body, even one as trained and disciplined as hers. And then there's a part almost nobody talks about, the emotional whiplash. In Singapore, she is expected to be the face of the tournament, the regional star everyone came to watch. At the Asian Games, she is suddenly carrying an entire nation's hope on her shoulders. At the China Open, the story shifts again back to cold, hard rankings and professional progress. 3 completely different emotional worlds, and she may have almost no time to breathe between them. Ask yourself honestly, how fast could you switch between those 3 pressures without a single day to reset in between? This is exactly why the public reaction to whatever she chooses could get uncomfortable fast. If she prioritizes the Asian Games, some people will quietly wonder why she gave up a major ranking chance. If she prioritizes her WTA schedule, others will ask why she did not put her country first. If she somehow tries to do all 3, there will be people saying she stretched herself too thin. None of those reactions have happened yet. None of them are confirmed. But you already know, deep down, that this is exactly the kind of moment that turns into hallway debates and comment section arguments the second she makes her call. And that is the part that should genuinely worry you if you care about her. Because she is 21, and she is about to be judged for a decision that has no perfect answer. Here is where the story flips, though, and I want you to sit with this for a second. This entire crisis exists only because Eala has become too big for her own calendar. A few years ago, none of this would have been a problem, because she would not have been invited to all 3. She was still fighting just to get through the door. Now Singapore wants her as a headline name for their upgraded event. The Philippines wants to send a proven medal threat to the Asian Games. Her ranking has earned her direct entry into a WTA 1000 in Beijing. She is not searching for a stage anymore. She has 3 stages fighting over her at once. That is not failure. That is what it looks like right before someone becomes impossible to ignore. So think about the version of her from 3 years ago, the one still climbing outside the top 100, who would have given almost anything for even one of these 3 chances. Now she has all 3 at the same time, and it is somehow the hardest problem of her career. Success did not remove the pressure on Eala. It just gave the pressure more doors to walk through. Now here comes a part that should really keep you thinking after this video ends. As of July 13th, her season record stood at 30 wins against 18 losses. She was already listed among the direct entries for the Mubadala DC Open in Washington, earned purely through a ranking, not given as a courtesy invite. That tells you everything about where she stands right now. She is no longer the underdog trying to sneak into big events. She is being treated like an established name that tournaments actively want on their entry list. Singapore has already put her forward as one of its featured players before a single ball has even been hit there. That is proof of demand, and demand always creates pressure, because the moment she is the face of an event, walking away from it does not go unnoticed. So where does that leave us? Right now, nothing has been decided. Alex has not chosen the Asian Games over Singapore.